and natural disasters. You will see a plan to leverage technology to make our country modern and competitive and resilient. You will see a plan to reduce inequality and increase opportunity for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will see a plan to support our creative sector, our singers, our musicians, our mass men and women, our dancers, our poets, our writers, and make culture and heritage and national pride a centerpiece of what we do here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will see a plan to develop our foreign policy in the interest of all Vincentians. You will see a plan to give young people the skills and opportunities that they need to succeed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will see a plan to honor the elderly and secure their golden years and a comfortable retirement. You will see a plan to ensure gender equality and opportunity in this country. You will see a plan to accelerate urban renewal, and I heard Hans talking about it, including building out the modern city at Annesville, but also making Kingston more beautiful, and Georgetown more beautiful, and Calico more beautiful, and Layou and Barley more beautiful as well. You will see a plan to make the Grenadines more resilient and dynamic and connected. You will see a plan to enhance good governance and transformative policy making. All of those plans are in this document in detail for you to read and analyze and understand, because we respect the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't come to you with gimmicks. We don't come to you with comments. We don't come to you with pull down and bad mind, because you cannot build a country on commerce. You cannot pay salaries with commerce. You cannot patch pothole with commerce. You cannot send a child to university with commerce. You cannot fix somebody when they're sick and give them surgery and health care with commerce. You have to have plans and policies and programs for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that's what we have in this book. And when we launched this book, we also launched a document by the Prime Minister. This is 108 pages. And then he launched a 69-page document called Developing St. Vincent and the Grenadines into a First World Nation. Because he's telling you that he's not just looking at the next election. Because a true visionary, a true statesman, a true leader looks beyond the horizon and sees what we can see in the future for the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So he ain't just talking about what's happening next year and next week and next month. You see, when they come into you, they're telling you what they're going to do in 60 days. 60 days is fine. But what are you going to do when your child turns 18 and your granny turns 65 and people are retiring? And where do your country going to be in 15 years' time? That is what Ralph Gonzalez came to you with the other document. And then in this, before this week is done, this weekend is done, we come into you with a youth manifesto. Another 40 pages of programs and policies for the young people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so that they can understand how we want to help them to own their future. All in all, comrades, we come into you in this election with over 215 pages of plans and programs and policies. And we don't expect you to sit down and read all. We want you to hold these books. Hold them with you. The reason they ain't show you the manifesto yet is because they're still working on it. Because they had to read our manifesto first before they could find out what to put in their manifesto. And when they made certain plans and proposals to you, remember they come out with a little piece of business card and they put something on the side of a flyer. But some of the plans were so stupid that they had to rub them out of the manifesto. Like when they say they go take $500 and give woman for breed. They have to rub that one out of the manifesto because they realize that gimmick they ain't work. We, for years, have been giving young people $500 if they get 5 CXC subjects. Because we're telling the young people we will reward you for applying yourself and working hard. What they want to take $500 and go do? Because when we give them $500 for 5 CXCs, they come on the radio and say we are wasting money. They come on the radio and say we're draining down the treasury for stripping this. When we give children money, $500 when they succeed at the CXC. But they turn around and say they will take the same $500 and give women if they breed. What kind of disrespect is that to the women of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? I say throw bad mind out and win trouble. We say no bad mind out and them can't come and run away. And they got on the platform the other day and they said that all the women them in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who get work from government, they go up in somebody's room and do some nastiness to get the work. Can you imagine? So, wait, is the man them do nastiness too? Or only man does get work in St. Vincent? You hear the mentality? Every time they see a woman making a good gain for herself in life, every time they see a woman advancing, every time they see a woman succeeding and paying for her family and her children and buy a house and buy a vehicle and succeeding in life, they say there must be some nastiness she do for get a job there. And then they come and tell you, hold a $500 and go breed. They're telling you that they do not respect the women of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And if you don't respect your backbone, you go fall along and become nothing. Because the women of this country have always been the backbone and the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Comrades, I want you, even though they've come with no plans, I want you to hear what they have said to you. Those of you who voted since 2001, let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. All right, comrades. Those of you, and you must tell the younger ones, because sometimes the younger ones, and Hans was giving you some history today. But those of you who voted in 2001, remember something named the Greedy Bill? All you remember the thing named the Greedy Bill? The Greedy Bill is when the opposition, well, they were government at the time, when the NDP decided that every worker in St. Vincent and the Grenadines could suck salt, but they wanted to pay themselves as parliamentarians a higher salary. And when they tried to bring that bill to put more money in their own pocket, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines came out and demonstrated. And that demonstration led to the downfall of the New Democratic Party. All you remember that? But comrades, you would have think that when they came with the Greedy Bill in 2001, they would have learned the lesson. But Sinclair Leacock has come out and said that the biggest problem facing St. Vincent and the Grenadines is that parliamentarians not making enough money. So he's telling you that the first order of business is to come with an ex-Greedy Bill if they could ever come back into government. They tried the Greedy Bill in 2001 and failed. And they're telling you that they will try the Greedy Bill again because according to them, the biggest problem in the country is that parliamentarians don't make enough money. Now I ask you, you know how much money parliamentarians make. I know how much money a parliamentarian make before I apply for the work. When you apply for the work and you know the salary, what you cussing for? Nobody ain't make you run as parliamentarian. Nobody ain't force you to become a parliamentarian. But you take your work and now you want to manipulate the work to pass another Greedy Bill to put more money in your pocket. I'm telling you, the New Democratic Party is out for themselves. Don't let them fool you. They want to make themselves rich because you see man like Leacock and Cummins, this is the last go round the roundabout. This is the last trip on the merry-go-round. This is the last spin round the block. And they're trying to make sure that as soon as possible, as fast as possible, they could put some money in their pocket before they go off into the sunset. They're not concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves. And they're saying to themselves, for all these 25 years I in opposition, I want time now to make a quick money and a fast buck for make up for all my years in the wilderness. That's how they're thinking. That's the mentality. And that is why they say that they will sell your passports. That is why the answer to every question of the NDP is sell passports. When you sell a passport, comrade, you sell out your soul. When you sell a passport, you sell a little bit of yourself. When you sell a passport, you sell out your country to foreigners. When you sell a passport, if you accept that, it's like your daughter coming home and telling you, Daddy, I want to make some quick money, I go sell something. It's the same principle. You could get a fast money, but it is morally wrong. It is morally bankrupt. And it is wrong for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They want to sell us out. And when you ask them, what happened when my visa get cancelled? What happened when we get on a blacklist and your relative can't send down the money on MoneyGram and Western Union? You know what they say? You know what Bramble and Shallow say? So what? Who cares? Because they don't care. Because when they sell a passport, every time they sell a passport, they go get a cut. They go get a cut in the pocket. And some of them, like Bramble and Leacock, have another perfectly good passport in the front pocket. So if they mash up, Friday and Bramble. So if they mash up the Vinci passport, it's all right. When they reach Canada and America, they still getting in the short line in immigration and passing through fast. And they go leave all you back in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They do not care about the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. These are facts. And they tell you, plain and straight, that when the hospital is built in Annisville, if they could ever build it, because as Hans say, when they sell out the Taiwanese, the hospital done right there so too. But they said that they want to sell out the hospital as well and privatize healthcare in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let me tell you something. Everywhere in the world that you privatize healthcare costs go up. Everywhere in the world you privatize healthcare. Bricks, before you tell me what's wrong with you, show me your payslip. Show me how much money you have. And if you don't have enough money for the treatment, go so. You're there in the wrong place. That is what privatized healthcare means. And they have told you plain and straight that they will privatize healthcare in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That means that healthcare will be for the select few. The wealthy, the rich, the well-off, the people who have money overseas for send on you for your health care. But the poor and the working class people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will suck salt and suffer because they will not be able to cross the threshold of the hospital in Annisville. The Unity Labour Party says health care is a right. Every Vincentian has a right to health care. And the health care must be of high quality and it must be affordable. That is why we say, if your kidney bad and you need dialysis, that is free. That is why we say, if you want to make a baby at Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, it's $30. That is why we say, if you have to overnight at the hospital, it's $10 alone a night. And you're getting breakfast, tea, lunch, and dinner for that $10 a night. Because we want to make sure that the people of this country have health. Because health is wealth, and health is the cornerstone of progress in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But they want to tell you, plain and straight, that they will sell out the hospital. Now, they also tell you that they will sell out our friends in Taiwan. If it's one thing we know as Vincentians, is that if you have a friend, a good friend, a friend who is always there for you, a friend who answers every time you call, a friend who supports you in your time of need, because a friend in need is a friend indeed. Because a friend in need is a friend indeed. We know that Vincentian people don't sell out, we friend them. And when we call Taiwan and we say, Taiwan, we want children to go off to university, Taiwan says, come and get scholarships. And when we tell Taiwan we want to build a port in Kingston, they say, here's the money to help build the port. And when we say we want to help the farmers, they say, here's money to help the farmers. And when we say we want a set program and a yes program and an on-site program, they say, here's the money for that. Every time we ask Taiwan for support, Taiwan gives us the support. Why would you sell out a friend like that?
Me nah sell out my
we nah sell them out.
Nah, but this my friend. Be a blessing, me son. Please, your guide and protect them. Nah,
So if you have a loyal and true friend and you're willing to sell them out, use your head. There must be a reason why they want to sell out a loyal and true friend. And the reason that they want to sell out the loyal and true friend is that there's money in it for them personally. Personally. And everything you have heard from the New Democratic Party is a scheme to put money in their own pocket. And everything you have heard from the Unity Labour Party is a plan to uplift St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Comrades, in the next week and a half, we have a fundamental decision to make. The decision is whether or not St. Vincent and the Grenadines will serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or whether St. Vincent and the Grenadines will serve foreign interests. That is a fundamental question we have to answer. Who does this country exist for? Does it exist for us, or does it exist for foreign interests? Because if it exists only to sell passports to people from Saudi Arabia and Syria and China, then it exists for foreign interests. And if it exists to sell out our hospital to foreign hospital companies, then it exists for foreign interests. And if it exists so that the people who own the land, the 600 acres of land in Kanawan, and ain't doing nothing with it, could keep the land, then it exists for foreign interests. And if you want to sell out your entire country to foreign interests, then your path is the New Democratic Party, because they have told you, plain and straight, that that is their plan for this country. Make a dollar here, make a dollar there, sell out as much as they can, as fast as they can, and make a quick buck and go about their business.
17 years they rule this country, and they kill all our industry. Oh, thanks to the ULP.
I want to know if any of you have heard a plan from the New Democratic Party for the education of our young people. The campaign has been going on for over a month. We've been warming up to this moment for over a year. And up to now, you do not know if the New Democratic Party will take with the scholarships that we give to the young people to go off to university. They're silent on that, because while we spend $60 million on scholarships, they used to give out 3 and 4 scholarships. We gave scholarships last year to every single qualified student who applied for a scholarship, up to $25,000. Some of them go UE, some of them go Monroe, some of them go where? They go Wales, the university in Wales. Some of them go Taiwan. And up to now, you can't hear the NDP give you a proposal on education for your children and your brothers and your sisters. The education stop, just like that, back home in St. Vincent, and tough luck to you, because they want to make a dollar for themselves. And you will not hear them say whether or not they're going to give all the students free laptops and free tablets like we do in the Unity Labour Party. Since we came into office, over 70,000 laptops and tablets have been given to students for free. Under the NDP, not a calculator, not a typewriter, not a ruler they give to anybody for free. And now they want to come and talk about education. No, they're silent on that, because they rather tell you about commerce and pull down and bad mind and backstab and division. That's not what we're about. And make baby, we could go down in the gutter, you know. But if you see somebody in the gutter and they want to fight, the only thing we do is reach down and lift them out of the gutter. We're not going to go down in the gutter and fight with them. Because when you covered in mud and I covered in mud, the people ain't going to realize who better than the other. So we will reach down and we will say we will not go down into your gutter with your comments and your bad mind. But we will reach down and lift up anybody who wants to lift up St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is what we want to do. Comrades.
Hit them for 6. Hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks. Hit them for 6. Hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks. Hit them for 6. Hit them for 6. This time is plenty licks.
We have told you, and Hans told you today, that beautiful piece of land in your constituency where the tarmac, where the E.T. Joshua Airport used to be. We have plans to develop that into the finest city in the Caribbean. At the top end, you're going to have the best hospital anywhere in the Eastern Caribbean. At the bottom end, we're going to have a boardwalk and a hotel. In the middle, you're going to have a shopping mall. You're going to have residential properties. You're going to have residential properties. You're going to have businesses, offices laid out in a rational, planned manner, built according to a code so that the entire city is harmonious and attractive and uplifts all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have not sold 1 square inch of that land. People come to us all the time. The business people them who fund the New Democratic Party. They say, oh, comrade, if you give me a little 2 acres in down on the tarmac, we go switch and support you. If you give me a little piece of land here, so in the middle, you know the piece of grass there in the middle? They say, give me that piece there, we want